Hi everyone. Hello, hello. I'm Freodore, designer of NIJISANJI Ian's 11th unit by the beat. おはようございます、皆様。NIJISANJI Ian 所属 by the beat のビジュアルセンスがこだわりのデザイナー、フリオドールです。Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Good morning to everyone. It's just waking up as well. おはよう、おはよう。Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, good afternoon. You know, buenas tardes, buenas tardes. I'm doing good also. Doing pretty good, very excited to try the new equipment today. 新しいギアを試して楽しみしてるね。Good morning, good morning. Yeah, no, it's really been a while since I do a coffee Zatsu that's not on Sunday or Monday for Asian time zones, right? It's really been a while, but I figured it would be convenient to fit into my schedule today, so we are doing it today, this time, or this week. お久しぶりになんか月曜日じゃなく他の平日でコーヒー雑談してるね。今週は今日は便利だったから今日しようかなと思ってたね。Wait, there's a typhoon over there? そっちでは台風なの？気をつけてくださいね、みんな結構ちゃんと気をつけてください。It seems there's a typhoon overseas in Japan and maybe in other countries as well. Please make sure to take care of yourselves, okay? Stay safe, everyone. 雨はすごいよ。やばいよね。風邪をひかないようにインドは泊まってくれたらいいと思う。Yeah, make sure to stay safe. Don't go out too much. Let's try not to catch a cold also, okay? It was raining hard around 4 a.m. here also. I see. Well, rain is good, but yeah, no. Make sure to take care of everyone, okay? Mucho cuidado a todos. Me parece que hay un tifón en varios lugares de Asia ahorita. Don't touch grass, yeah. Maybe today might be good to not touch grass. 仕事の人頑張れ。そうだね。頑張ってください。でも台風の日にも仕事行くの？キャンセルじゃない？延期しないの？ Does work not get cancelled when there's a typhoon over there? 全然行く。そうなんだ。あるんだ。残念ながら。なるほどね。It seems like they still have to go to work despite there being a typhoon, so. Oh man. 電車が止まらない限りはお仕事だよ。電車が止まったりしたらいけないけど。Yeah, if the train stop, you cannot go in the end, right? I see. Well, everyone that has to go today, please make sure to take care. And I hope, regardless, we can have a nice time today on stream. とりあえず、仕事行くの皆様にお無事でつけるように、そして今日もチルい時間を過ごしてくれたら嬉しいね。Alright, so let's proceed and talk about the new dripper that I bought. It's called the Origami Air M. It's also from a Japanese brand. I believe the brand is called Origami, and this is just the dripper, the Origami dripper. And I got the air version, which is made out of plastic instead of ceramic. The original version of the dripper was made out of ceramic, but later on they released a plastic version, and I think now they have like the rework version, which is out of a recycled porcelain, for those that are interested in it. As you can see, it looks kind of like a B60, but it's kind of different. First of all, there is no... Oh wait, I should put my mark on top of the image. There is no base over here. And because of the... Sorry for the cough. And because of the shape of the dripper and of the hole, you are able to use two types of filter papers with it. You can use regular cone B60 papers, and then you can also use flat-headed papers, like for Kalita Wave kind of drippers. This is I think I have another picture. Yeah, there you go. This is kind of like how it would look. There is a base attachment that you can buy, and I also bought one. I bought both the black version and the black base. So yeah, no, I thought it was interesting, so I wanted to try it out. Let me explain this briefly in Japanese, and then I'll proceed to also explain another reason why I bought it. まあ、そうだね、なんか今回は日本の品種ね、のドリッパーを使ってます。まあ、ハリオのやつも日本のだけどね。今回は、オリガミ Air M 使ってますね。普段の折り紙はセラミックだけど、Air はプラスチックだから、プラスチックの方が好き、個人的にね。そして、使えるフィルターペーパーを、2つがありますね。普通のコーンみたいな、B6 みたいなペーパーも、フィルターも、使ってるけど、フラットみたいなカリタウェーブ使ってるのフィルターも使えるから結構面白いと思ったね。だから買ってみました。So another reason why I bought the dripper is because I noticed Tetsu Kasuya has also been using it recently for his pour over videos. And I figured, oh, if he's using it, then surely must be nice, right? Which, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Which leads me to something I wanna maybe clarify about. Because I did mention, like, I did wanted to be careful about mentioning what kind of equipment I use or what I buy, because then maybe people will want to buy it to match, right? But I think that has led to some people believing that I don't want people to match with me, or people buying just for the sake of matching. To the point where sometimes they tell me, look, I bought this, but it's not because I wanted to match with you, it's because I really thought it was gonna be a good purchase, and and I'm like, no, that's okay. That's okay. The reason I mentioned it last time was because I think I mentioned purchasing really expensive headphones, and then people being like, oh no, I have to buy them, but no, you really don't have to. But despite that, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying something to match just for someone you admire, right? Just the same way I'm buying this dripper because this this barista I admire uses it, so I also wanted to buy it because of that. So I understand that feeling. Please do not feel too bad about buying for the sake of matching. I just want everyone to be responsible with their money if they can, right? So please don't push yourself too much. But yeah, thank you very much. I'm gonna drink some water. 1 second. Ah, I muted. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, thank you for the green light. I mean, it's not really something that I need to green light, right? Everyone's I think everyone here is an adult, or most of everyone here is an adult, so you guys are responsible for your own purchases and stuff. Just yeah, feel reassured that I don't really mind if you buy to match at all. Sumanne. Okay, so I'm gonna be revealing today's recipe. It's really not gonna be anything out of the ordinary. We're gonna be doing the 4 to 6 method by Tetsukasiya. This is a very basic recipe that is pretty safe, so that's why we're gonna be using it today. And ever since last Zatsu, which was in Japanese, I've added the filter paper that I'm using also, just in case people are curious. We're gonna be using the Cafec TH3 filter paper, which is the same exact paper as the Cafec TH90. It's a very fast paper, so it's very good for getting fast extraction, or fast drainage, not fast extraction, more than anything. We're gonna be using Onyx Coffee Lab's Southern Weather Blend. It's an origin of Honduras, Colombia, and Ethiopia beans. It's a washed process, and it has the flavor notes of milk chocolate, plum, candied walnuts, a juicy and citrus finish, and then it's a light roast, okay? Then, oh, I just realized I forgot to change the... There you go. I was basing it on the last Japanese Zatsu. There you go. We're going to be using 15 grams of beans, 250 grams or milliliters of water at 92. Actually, it should be 93 degrees. Like 93 degrees Celsius, which we should probably start heating up now. And we're going to be doing a coarse grind around 30 clicks on the Comandante C40. So, I have explained the 4 to 6 method before. I have introduced it on Coffee Satsus already. However, I don't think I have managed to properly explain it yet, so I think now I should be able to explain it with my own words a little bit better. The whole point of the 4 to 6 method, and the reason it's called like that, it's because you divide the amount of water you use by 40%. The first half is 40%, and the second half is 60%. So the first 40% would consist of 2 pours, and that would decide the amount of sweetness or acidity that comes out of your brew. Usually the first pour will decide the sweetness, and the second pour can decide the acidity depending on how you do it. So let's say in this recipe we're doing a balanced approach to this. So we're doing 50 grams on the first pour and another 50 grams on the second pour. However, if we wanted to go, let's say 30 grams on the first pour and then 70 grams on the second pour, it would end up being significantly sweeter instead of more acidic or balanced. And on the contrary, if we did, let's say, like 60 or 70 grams on the first pour on the bloom, and then we did 30 or 40 on the second one, we would get a more acidic or bright kind of cup. Then, the second 60% of the water decides how strong do you want the coffee to be. And the strength is decided by the amount of pours you do for the second half. So this time we're going to be doing 3 pours on the 60%, which is gonna have a relatively strong concentration of coffee, strong extraction, because we're doing more pours. However, if we don't want it to taste as strong, instead we can divide that 60% of water into 2 pours. So instead of 3 pours that are 50 grams, we can divide that 150 grams into 2 pours instead. And that way we will get a less strong, more tea-like kind of brew. And then if we want something really, really soft, like an Americano almost, then we can just pour all the 150 grams in one pour after. That's the whole 4 to 6 method philosophy. It's a very adjustable method, so more than like a strict recipe, it's an approach. That's why it's called method. More than 4 to 6 recipe, right? So today we're gonna be doing the most basic approach to this. So we're gonna be doing just 50 grams bloom, another 50 grams for the acidity pour, and then we're gonna divide it into 3 50 grams pours, okay? So with that being said, I think we can get rid of our noise filters and the background music as well. So first we're gonna be grinding our coffee as usual. And first thing we have to do is set the 30 clicks on the comandante. じゃあ、まず Oh wait, I need to switch my microphone mode. There you go. You should be able to hear my room more. Mic set 変わりましたね. So, with that being said, we're gonna be changing the setting of the Comandante C40 to 30 clicks. So, let's start. Ten. 20. 30. There you go. 30クリック設定できました。Okay. So with that being said, we can get the grinder ready and let's start grinding. よし。コーヒー豆をひきましょう。Hey, don't fall asleep. 寝落ちしないでね。Then again, if you guys want to sleep to the streams, I really don't mind though. if it helps with sleep aid, then yeah, go ahead. Actually, never mind. Yeah, feel free to. なんか考えたら寝落ちするを、役に立ったらまあぜひ休んでくださいね。いや気にしないでくださいぜひ。Alright, so we finished the grind. So now we're going to pour that onto our paper. Today we're not going to be rinsing our paper. Lately I've been trying to see how it is to brew without rinsing the paper at all. And I have not noticed much difference. And I remember watching a video by, I think it was James Hoffman. He's a very famous coffee content creator, maybe the most famous coffee content creator, and he did extensive testing to see if there was any difference. And in the end, for most of the modern papers that are available to buy that are bleached, not the unbleached ones, not the brown ones, the white ones, don't actually have any effect on the coffee, on the brew. So we can go ahead and not have to rinse it every time. Of course, it can still help if you want to maintain your dripper warm. Same for your carafe. It's especially useful when you're using materials such as ceramic or glass. But since we're doing plastic here, and we're gonna be drinking the coffee right away, we're gonna be brewing without rinsing the paper this time. It's gonna be interesting to brew because this brewer, like I mentioned earlier, does not really have a set base. Instead, it's detachable, so we can detach it at any time. Yosh. So, that being said, we can go ahead and start. そうね、今回は、フィルターペーパーを洗わないね。最近をいろいろテストして、そしてジェームス・ホフマンの動画も、参考してたね。いろいろを実験して、やっぱりなんか最近のフィルターはあんまり影響ないね。だから洗わなくても大丈夫って言ってたけど、なんかただ白いのペーパーだったらね、なんかまだ茶色のペーパーは洗って方がいいってだから面白かったと思った。じゃあ今回はフィルターペーパーをドライで注ぎます。 Alright、ドライペーパーフィルターにお湯を注ぎますね。 Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first pour. We're gonna do, I need to get the stopwatch ready. Okay, so we're gonna do 50 grams. Make sure all the grains are soaked. There you go. And we're gonna wait 45 seconds. Next, we're going to pour another 50 grams, so up until 100 grams. じゃあ次は100 grams まで注ぎます。 There you go. Next, my times are set to 130 for the next pour, but this is actually going to be more dependent on how fast the water drains from my bean. So it's not a completely strict set time. It's just an average. So once I feel like most of the water is drained, I can start pouring again. So in this case, yeah, it seems like it's getting there. So we're gonna go with the next 50 grams. So until 150. There you go. That's our first of the 60%. So we have 2 more pours to go. This coffee drains really fast because of the coarse grind. And also the very fast filter paper that we're using. Alright, we're gonna do the next pour. Another 50 grams. We're pouring gently in the center more than anything. All right. And now we're going to do our final pour to 250 grams. There you go. 完成しました. I see, if we compare the recipes, we're like 10 seconds earlier than the time set. So it's a good baseline. You can follow the times I set, but usually the best way to do it is just looking at the coffee beans. Mm, そうだね。なんかコーヒー、なんかお湯注ぐのタイミングはそんなに厳しくないね、このレシピで。ただこれはなんかベースだけど、なんか書いたのやつね。けどなんか、ただコーヒーの の、なんていうの、ドレインかな？メモしたことあるかな。けど、お湯を注いで、ただコーヒー豆を見て、まあもう、ドリッパーでミスなかったら、じゃあ、あの時で、また注げるね。それだけで。今回は多分、書いたのレシピより、もっと10秒ぐらいで早かったけど。まあやっぱり、引き目と、豆の種類も、によるね。In the end, it's really gonna vary on the type of bean you're using and the type of grind also. But since we're doing multiple pours, and the more times we pour, it's gonna get way more extracted, way more concentrated. So that's where the... Sorry, I'm putting stuff away. That's where the coarse grind helps us a bit. よいしょ。Gonna turn off our kettle, turn off our scale, and we're gonna... It smells actually quite stronger than my usual 2-pour brew. I mean, makes sense, right? Because I usually do 2 pours instead of 5. So it smells quite nice though. I can smell the walnuts a little bit more this time. Okay. So let's pour the coffee. Ok. Qué rico para acompañarlo con un panecito. Yo, o sea, todavía no he probado el café, pero estimo que con esta receta y este tipo de grano va a quedar bien con un pan dulce. Estoy de acuerdo. Ya. I'm gonna try the coffee, so... itadakimasu. Thanks for the provecho also. Gracias. Also, warning for anyone that does not like slurping noises. But this is necessary for me to taste the coffee. Yeah, no, this recipe is way more, let's turn on the filters again. And then change the mic setting. And there you go. You guys should be able to hear me a little bit more clearly now. マイクセット変わったからもうちゃんと聞こえるでしょ。Yeah, this is definitely way more concentrated than what I usually drink. At least for this bean. I tried this recipe also with the lychee bean, and I think it was quite nice. But I think with this recipe and the amount of pours we're doing, it's pretty decently extracted. So if you want strong coffee, then I would recommend it. If you want it less strong coffee, like not super strong, but if you want something more tea-like, then I would probably change it to 2 pours on the second half. It's still quite nice though. I think this is something that I would like to drink with a dessert or like a cookie or something. Agua de café, no, tampoco. It's not like super strong in terms of like unpleasantly bitter, but this is like, if you want your coffee to be not as subtle, then this is a good recipe or a good approach with this bean. So ね、やっぱり後半の60%の注ぎで3ステップで注いでたから、まあやっぱり ね、味は結構、まあ、そんなに強くではないけど、まあ、そんなに、なんか味はそんなにクリアじゃないかなって。なんか結構、どうやって説明するかな。なんか、味わいの強めが出る。そう。Let's see, what is the... The note I taste the most right now is probably the milk chocolate and the walnuts, more than the plum or the citrus finish. Maybe a little bit on the aftertaste. なんか一番味わってるの味わいは多分ミルクチョコレートとなんか砂糖かけくるみを一番味わってるけど、やっぱりなんかそんなに梅となんかシトラスのなんていうの柑橘系の味やとはただ少しだけ味わえるけど、まあそんなに強くないかな。多分デザートやクッキーと食べたら結構いいコンビだと思う。あと味アとじゃない。いつもこの間違いしてるね。やっぱりパンと似合いそう。Do you think the number of pores affect which notes stand out more? I don't think so. I know for sure. Sometimes it's not. It will depend though. It will definitely taste different than a different recipe. But sometimes it's not really the notes, but sometimes the strength. Sometimes it's But yeah, I think in the end it will have an effect because how strong the coffee is sometimes affects how clear or how in your face some of the notes are, especially the more fruity ones. Fukairi みたいな感じだね。まあ、深入りと比べ、まあこれはやっぱりはまだ浅入りだけど、深入りと比べたら、深入りの方が、なんか、スモーキーな感じあるね。ここで、なんか味わいはまだ結構わかると思う。けど、深入りではちょっと、もっとなんか煙みたいな感じするね。Someone mentioned if it's like similar to a dark roast, but I wouldn't say so because in the end, this is still a light roast. And even though we're using this recipe, it just means that we're getting like more concentrated, more extracted notes of that light roast. But usually dark roast, instead of having such like fruity or sweet kind of notes, dark roasts tend to be a little bit more smoky, more woody, and to have a way thicker mouthfeel. Well, actually, the mouthfeel also depends on the... It does depend on the bean, but it could also depend on the brew recipe. It both have to have an influence on it. Puse el filtro mal y los granos cayeron en mi taza. No, ni modo. A masticar. Do you have a favorite mug for your coffee? Yeah, I do. I've shown it before, but I can show it again, I think. Have I shown it? Do I still have it here? Maybe I deleted it. Wait, I don't have the picture of it. ¿Sabrán bien los granos así? A veces para probar los granos simplemente me como uno para ver qué tal. No refleja mucho cómo van a saber en café, pero pues a veces da curiosidad, ¿no? Okay. Had to look up the image of the cup I use. Again. Where did I put it? Okay, here it is. This is the... Oop. This is what the cup I'm using looks like. Exactly. これは一番気に入ってるのカップね。I really like the minimalist vibe of it. For coffee and tea, I'm really a big fan of those cups that have no handle. Minimalist. Yeah, I love minimalism. ミニマリストな感じ好きだからね、やっぱり。Do you use it like a regular cup or just for coffee? I use it for coffee, sometimes tea. But usually just for coffee. For other stuff, I usually get something with more volume. So I think you can only do up to 280 milliliters, and sometimes I'll drink more. So... Is it thermal? It's a normal ceramic cup. It's pretty normal. It holds the heat pretty well though. Glitch coffee のカップに似てるかも。まあ、グリッチコーヒーのカップはちょっと違うけど、まあ、あのスタイルは結構似てるね。ハンドルないってこと。I think there was an interesting question. 高温効果あるカップですか？まあ普通のシェラミカップだけどなんか結構保温してるけどまあそんな機能がないね。They have a minimalist coaster too. Yeah, it's just this one I don't even know where I bought it. It's just a square. A black square. What kind of water do you use? I used reverse osmosis soft water. Purified water. For my coffee. It's very important to use relatively soft water. I do not buy this water specifically for my coffee. It's just I cannot stand the taste of tap water, so I just buy this water for everything. Do you ever take coffee on the go in a tumbler? Not lately. Not lately. I usually do not brew coffee to go. If I happen to go outside and I run into a cafe, then I'll buy something there to try something new, but... The tap water has fun mineral flavors. I don't like fun. No, and for coffee, it's actually really bad. The minerals really get in the way of the coffee turning out well. There's actually... You can buy some formulas that you can put into distilled water. And... It's gonna be... They're gonna be, like... tailored for coffee brewing. I did not do that. But... Some people have had pretty good results with it, especially when they don't have a lot of... water to count, a lot of good quality water to count on for brewing. And, but yeah, no, I think it's a hassle though, having to buy distilled water and then like formulate your own water for it. I think it's a hassle. People in competitions do this a lot though. usually for the World Barista Championships, everyone has their own their own custom water, and they mention how much, like, is it ppm they're using. Is it tap water they're not drinkable? It's not about it being drinkable or not. Even when tap water is drinkable, it has a lot of minerals and has a very mineral kind of taste. Personally, I cannot stand the tap water taste. But it does not mean that it's not drinkable. It's just not good for coffee. Did Freo try the bubble coffee brewed with apples? That's the first time I hear something like that. I usually stick, when it comes to my coffee brewing, my coffee hobby, I stick to pure coffee more than anything. There's a lot of like coffee flavored stuff, coffee gimmicks, but more than anything, and it's not that I'm closed or like I'm not interested in trying them, but I'm more interested in like proper, or not proper, but more like traditional coffee brewing, I guess. Would you ever go to a barista competition as a spectator? That would be interesting. I would like to try it out someday. Especially if I can taste its coffee. If I can taste the coffee, it would be interesting. Es interesante ver cómo el agua cambia el sabor de la comida, incluso. Claro. Claro, claro, claro. I used to live next to many lakes that were used as water reservoirs, and tap water tasted really good. It tasted bad everywhere else, though. Oh man, yeah, no, that can happen also. Lake water is really tasty. I can agree with that. It's not completely distilled, but it has like the right amount of minerals. Because I think for most people to find water pleasing to drink, there needs to be a certain amount of minerals added. But not as much as what, or not as much as the amount that tap water has. Really looking forward to the day when Freo takes part in the competition. No. I said as a spectator. I don't think I would have the time to compete. Nor am I really interested in competing. I just like drinking coffee, and it's my hobby. It's not a... I'm not interested in competing yet. At least for now. I don't know. There's other things that I want to focus on improving other than coffee brewing, you know. Tap water in JP is not bad. I think tap water in JP is really good. When I was there, that was like the only thing I could drink in the hotel, so unless I bought something in the company, but it was pretty good. Nothing like the ones we have here. そうね、なんか日本のタップワター、まあ、結構美味しかったね。水道水、そうそうそう。まあ日本と比べたらね、まあなんかとても美味しくないけど、まあなんか海外と比べたら全然飲めたよ。そしてコーヒーと入れた時に全然悪くなかったよ。So when I brewed coffee with tap water from Japan, it really wasn't a big deal, I think. I didn't brew like my traditional filter, but I brewed with the drip bags that are kind of like pour over. Yeah, no, there's some people that say water tastes the same. That I don't understand those people. I really don't understand those people. Water tastes very different depending on the brand for me.そうね、なんかいろんな人がいるでしょ。水なら味は全然同じじゃないって言ってるのに、あの人は僕は全然わかんないよ。 ブランドと相当水によって味は全然違うよ。Si no, hay gente que dice que el agua sabe igual y no me sabe igual para nada. Did you bring your coffee equipment with you when you went to Japan? No, I did not. I did not. But I was able to try some drip bags, and usually most hotels have a water kettle. So that's good enough. Frio, do you have recommended the coffee pot? I'm also trying to brew my own coffee by hand. What do you mean by coffee pot? Just a place to brew coffee into? I just say buy the one that you like visually. Like, go into a store or look up online which kind of carafes, I think that's what they're called, carafes, are available, and just buy the one that looks pretty to you. There's some gimmicky ones that I like pull out the aroma more of coffee, but I think unless you're like super into it, then yeah, otherwise just buy whatever looks pretty to you. Once again, I also have the one that Tetsukazuya uses, because I thought it looked pretty clean and simple. Like, I would buy a black carafe or a black teapot, but when I brew coffee, I like seeing the color of the coffee brew. So I really wanted a transparent one. I think transparent carafes are the best looking ones. This fan. Yeah, no. This is my Oshikatsu. It is. It is. Surprisingly enough, though, his recipes are not the ones that I use the most or the ones that I like the most. I respect him a lot because of the content he does and what he did for the coffee community back in 2016 when he won. But I actually opt for Lance Hedrick's approach more. フリオの推しじゃねえま。結構尊敬してるね。実はなんか哲学山様のレシピはあんまりなんか自分の好みはそんなに似合わないけど、まあ美味しいけど、自分にとって多分ランス・ヘドリックっていうの人の2ステップレシピの方が好きだね。けど彼のなんていうのハンドリップ文化の影響がすごいと思うから結構尊敬してますね。そして動画もよく見てる。だって高級コーヒーだけじゃなく、いろんななんかスーパーコーヒーもなんか美味しく入れるように動画してるから結構面白いと思うね。Something I like about what he does also is that he does not only brew like specialty coffee. Sometimes he will just like try and make it so supermarket coffee can be like relatively tasty and stuff. I think some of the brands he mentioned that were good from the supermarket were like Muji and was it Araji? I forgot the names of it. Let me look it up real quick. なんか彼がなんかスーパーで売ってるの美味しいコーヒー豆はあったと思ったけど、なんだったっけ？ムージと大川コーヒーっていうのやつ。大川とムジの豆。Yeah, those are the two ones that he made videos on. 彼がなんか動画投稿したから、ぜひ興味あったら彼のチャンネルぜひチェックしてください。いやそれ。I personally avoid supermarket coffee now, but It's nice that there's like some tasty options for people interested, you know? まあ、自分が味わったことないけどね。普通に最近はいろんな高級コーヒーを買ってるから、それしか入れてないね、最近。But yeah, his videos are really interesting. I really recommend them. There's 3 or 4, I think someone asked, does every coffee master or every coffee barista make videos? But not all of them. Some of them are more content creators than actual competitors. Tetsu Kazuya, in this case, he was the world champion back in like 2016 or 2018. But he doesn't compete now. He does content creation, and then he gets sponsored by Hario. He does a bunch of other stuff, but he's not actively competing anymore. Lance Hedrick also doesn't compete, I think. I think he's participating in a few competitions, but he's more of a YouTuber dedicated to like experimenting with methods and seeing like the details of how certain variables can affect coffee brewing. A very scientific approach, which I think is very interesting. I also really like this coffee content creator based in Australia called Coffee Chronicler. That's where my Hario Switch 2-step recipe comes from. It's not my recipe, it's his recipe, but he also takes an approach that makes it very accessible to beginners. Recently, I've been looking at the Barista World Championships from this year also, and from other years as well, their videos. I saw that back in 2023, someone from Chile called Cesar Medina won the World Championship, the World Barista Championship, and he wasn't using expensive equipment. I thought that was really cool. He was using the origami that I'm using right now, but the ceramic version. He was using a $200 hand grinder, a grinder that's less expensive than the grinder that I'm using, as an Easy Presto CP6. So I thought it was really cool. It really shows that you really don't need the fanciest equipment to win a championship. What do they judge at these championships? I think in the end, first of all, they will never judge the method you're using, because it really doesn't matter as long as the coffee tastes good. So the method is completely up to the barista. I am completely new to this, so I may be wrong in some aspects, but I think it's mostly the quality and the taste of the brewed cup, and also how close it aligns to the explanation or the goal of the barista. Because while they're brewing, they have to explain the type of bean they're using, the type of dripper they're using, the type of water they're using, what the intention behind each pour, each step has in terms of the effect on the flavor for the brew. So, and usually you'll see the judges taking notes. And yeah, usually they'll judge the flavor in relation to the explanation and the goal of the coffee. It's quite subjective. Yeah, in the end, it is. Because I mean, how can you get an objective coffee? An objective best coffee when people's tastes are going to be different, right? In the end, these trained tasters, I wouldn't call them coffee sommeliers, because I don't think they call them sommeliers, but these trained judges are probably experienced enough to be able to eliminate their personal bias as much as possible. Of course, not completely. And then judge based on the product itself, how well it matches the description or the intention of the description or the intentions of the barista. And overall how pleasant of a cup it is, right? すごい世界だ、マジでね。この大会はマジで面白いと思う。最近、まあ、前回も説明してたね。最近はよく世界大会の動画を見てて、すごいだと思った。There was also, because I was really curious, right? I bought the origami and I'm like, okay, let's see. Which, has anyone used it in like championships? And I think there's another world champion that used it. I think they were from China. They were using the origami, but they were using flat filter paper instead of conical. Filter paper. And it was really cool because they were, since they have to make cups for every judges, for each judge, and it's usually like 4 or 5 judges, they were pouring the water with both hands for 2 cups at the same time. It's like, that was pretty impressive. It's like, wow, you have the control to be able to make 2 cups of coffee at the same time, exactly the same. Usually people make them one by one, so. 大会の動画って YouTube とかで見られるの？うん、見られるよ。全然。なんか、英語で World Barista Championship で調べたらいろんな動画出るよ。There's also different competitions, not just for pour over. There's also a latte tournament. There's also, I think, latte art tournament actually. There's a Turkish coffee tournament. There's an alcoholic, like a alcoholic drink with coffee in them, kind of tournament as well. So there's a few varieties. The Barista Championship is just for pour over though. There's the World Latte Art Championship, and I forgot the name of the one for alcoholic drinks, but yeah. Espresso martini, yeah, kind of like an espresso martini, right? That's one of the drinks I would count. Uvo もいろいろあるのすごい。うん、僕もすごいだと思った。なんかトルココーヒー、ラテアート、大酒飲み物の部門があって、すごいだと思った。だってやっぱりなんかハンドドリップの世界は確かに奥深いだけど、いろんな、まあコーヒーならいろんな種類があるから、ハンドドリップだけじゃないね。I remember watching some of the Turkish coffee finalists, and it was really impressive. It almost seemed like a science experiment because they were using tools that were extremely complicated, very fancy, and they looked very expensive also. But then they still come out with the traditional sand that you have to use to heat the coffee, right? So I thought it was pretty impressive. マジなんかトルココーヒーのファイナリスト動画を見ててマジで刺激されたね。すごいだと思った。いろんななんか使ってるギアはちょっとコーヒーより実験みたいな感じだった。マジですごいだと思ってた。Are you talking about Kahlua drink? No, not necessarily. It's more about like cocktails or something more fancy. Kahlua is something that's sold, right? And no, I have not tried Turkish coffee before. Usually, someone asks also, do you ever experiment with alcoholic drinks? But usually I stick to pour over for now. black coffee. I really want to stick to learning this better, and then maybe if I get bored, I'll try something else. But for now, I'm enjoying the world of pour over. そうね、いろいろまだなんか試してみたことないけど、とりあえずハンドドリップの世界は結構きっかけになりましたから、最近ハンドドリップの世界がすごく楽しいよ。レモンクリームさん Thank you so much for the super chat。 スーパーチャットありがとうございます。フリちゃん、今朝もありがとう。コーヒーに合わせたくて、夜中になんか米粉ライスフラワー米粉マフィン焼いてみた。パンプキンを入れてコーヒーを引き立てるスイーツを考えるのも楽しいね。I trust your taste buds。 今日も美味しいコーヒーをいただくために働き行ってきます。いってらっしゃいね。頑張ってください。すごいよ。自分でマフィンを焼いたね。コーヒーと食べたら美味しくなれるようにね。ありがとう。When you drink specialty coffee, how exactly do you taste the notes? Like this. Yeah, no, excuse the silly answer. The real answer is that usually what people do in cuppings or in professional situations where you have to taste the coffee, you want to slurp a little bit so that you can let oxygen into your mouth. That way the flavor comes out a little bit more than compared to drinking normally. However, when I was watching the competition, they were drinking quite quietly, so I don't know anymore. Maybe it was muted on the video. But if you see the dowsing videos where people are trying different cups, they'll have a spoon and they'll loudly slurp from it. There's special spoons designed for it also. It's actually a good question though. Please do not feel bad. It's actually a good question. Almost like wine then? Didn't know that? Yeah, I mean, in some ways, coffee and wine are very similar, right? Yeah, that's why slurping helps. I actually do not like slurping in front of people. I do not like loud eating or drinking noises in general, but I do notice a difference when trying it for the first time to taste the notes. And also, I know some of you don't mind, so I figured might as well keep it as part of the ASMR experience, right? You're only slurping in front of several hundred people now. Yeah. I always give a warning beforehand, I think. Just in case. Because I personally do not like eating noises, so I would understand if people didn't like it. In general, if there's a consensus that people don't do it, then I can also just mute myself. And no, I have not tried coffee cupping sessions. Personally, I got into coffee a little bit too late, so a lot of it is just me experimenting by myself. Coffee を味わうためだから仕方ない。まあ、リサナさんに嫌ならミュートできるけどね。僕、個人的にもあんまり食べると飲めるの音を出るのが好きじゃないけど。まあ、ちゃんと味わうために 仕方なくて、そして ASMR の雰囲気に合うと思ったから。Y una que solo toma café helado, el ruido es inevitable a veces. Ya, cuando tienes un popote, ¿no? Un popote, un sorbete, una perilla o una pepilla o como les digan. Dependiendo del país. Is there a too late time to get into coffee competition? I think it's too late. More in like, I didn't get into coffee back when I was going out more. Now I don't go out as much and I have like I have other responsibilities and priorities. So usually this is like my home enjoyment time more than anything. Of course, like if I ever travel, I do like to experience different coffee related stuff. Like when we went to Japan, all I wanted to do and all the places I wanted to go were coffee related, so. Too late is probably a few hours before you sleep. Yeah, that could be true. Depending on the person. For me, caffeine does not really have a big effect, so. Have you tried Colombia coffee? Heard it's good. Just in case it's not a typo and it's just not knowing, it's actually Colombia with an O. Colombia is a place in the United States. But yeah, if you see in the recipe, part of the blend that we're drinking today is from Colombia. It's Honduras, Colombia, and Ethiopia. And also the lychee kind of coffee that we've been drinking in previous Zatsus is also from a single origin from Colombia. So yeah, I do like Colombia coffee pretty much. Oh, this is a good question related to slurping actually. ラーメンをすする音とかってやっぱり胃炎圏の人だと嫌なのかしら。まあ国によるだけど、そして文化によるだけど、僕がラテンアメリカに育てたから子供からスープをすする音とかうるさくて食べながらそれは失礼って言われてたから、ちょっとやっぱりなんか珍しいと思ってたね。けど今もなんか日本の文化を分かってるからラーメンを食べたらちゃんとすするけど、それはわかるけどね。けど海外ではそれはちょっと違うね。なんか静かに食べた方が丁寧なイメージがあるからね。They mentioned if like in the end the slurping noodles for like ramen is a little bit is disliked over here. And I don't know if it's disliked, but depending on the culture, here raised in Latin America, where I was raised in Latin America, it was often taught that if you eat loudly, it's rude. It's bad manners to eat loudly and make noises. So when I first found out about it, it was a little bit different than what I was used to, right? But now that I am familiar with Japanese culture, I know that when eating ramen, you're supposed to slurp. So it's just about like knowing cultures, you know. Now, for ramen, I think the taste does taste different if you slurp though. Because of the same thing, I think the way oxygen enters your mouth has an influence when you do slurping compared to when eating quietly normally. So there's a reason you do it like that. And also it's like a respect thing, right? If you are loudly slurping, it shows the person that you really are enjoying it. So it's really a different culture, right? そうね、なんか日本にいた時にもちろんなんかラーメン食べた時ちゃんとすすってたね。だって味にも影響があるでしょ。なんかすすったら酸素はちょっとなんかもっと口に入るみたいな感じ。そうやって ラーメンの味をもっと味わえると聞いたことあると思う。そしてあの文化があるね。なんかうるさくてすすってたら美味しいの意味があるね。Yeah, but we don't make noises eating pasta. Yeah, in general, slurping pasta is not good, right? It's bad manners. You're supposed to roll it up or cut it if necessary, but do not slurp it. けど逆になんかパスタなら、全然、すすらないね。それは失礼だから。Yeah. Holding the bowl while eating? Yeah, also, that's something that I also grew up with. When eating soup, drinking the soup directly from the bowl was super rude. Before, now it's normal. But back then, like you're supposed to eat it with the spoon until it's over. Until it's completely done. I think now it's more normal now that we have been more introduced to like Asian soups. But yeah, no, in Latin America it was something you would get scolded for. それなんか、そしてラテンアメリカに、アメリカでも同じかなけど、なんて器から器は合ってるかなボウルからスープを飲むのが失礼だったよ。そうしたら怒られちゃうよ。なんかスプーンで全部飲まないといけない。けど、アジアでそれは全然違うでしょ。器で飲むのが普通でしょ。今もはなんか海外でも失礼じゃないと思うけど。なんか昔はそんな感じだったね。海外はなんか食器に直接口つけたりしないもんね。最近ラーメンとかいろんなアジア系のスープは海外にも人気になったからいろいろ聞いたから多分これはもう普通だけど昔はちょっと違うね。昔はちょっと違かった。食器ありがとう。That's what I really like about things becoming more accessible when it comes to like foods or other stuff from other countries. Because then you start rethinking about like your culture, your manners, and then what is actually like rude, what is actually like polite, and why it is so rude. So if anything, well, I personally do not like eating noises at all. I do think it's nice that now people are more aware that it's not necessarily rude to do it. だからいろいろなんか国際になっての食べ物があるって素晴らしいだと思う。だって今も、個人的になんかうるさくて食べるのが好きじゃなくてなんか食べるのことはもうあまり好きじゃないけど今もう海外もなんかラーメンのすするとか器なんか直接口つけたりとかそれは失礼じゃないのイメージも今もあるからいいと思うね。素晴らしいと思う。 How do you feel about coffee milk drinks? I like them. They're not my favorite. Right now I focus mostly on pour over and drinking coffee black. It's also way healthier for you, but I do enjoy them. That's how I used to drink my coffee most of the time when I first got into coffee. A lot of dim sum places just provide disposable gloves. I really wish there were more disposable gloves in restaurants, especially like when eating wings, like they do in Korea. I am someone that does not like getting their hands dirty, so I would very much appreciate that. Though I understand it's also like an environmental concern, right? Ecologically, it's better to not use them. But yeah. ¿Te gusta el chai? Sí, sí, sí. Me gusta mucho. Los tés negros me gustan mucho. De todos, pero los negros en especial. Los té negros. I hate using spoon and fork on fried chicken. I mean, you just have to use your hand, right? Though, I have to say... Well, sometimes people use chopsticks, though. I don't know how they do it. I'm personally not as versatile with the chopsticks to be able to eat fried chicken only with them, but depending on the piece, I think, the piece and the shape. Pero los tacos saben mejor cuando te ensucias las manos. Pues es que pues los tacos se comen con la manita, ¿no? No hay otra forma. No hay otra forma. No es que saben mejor, es la única manera, yo creo, que de comerlos. Can you use chopsticks? I can. I'm just not the best at eating something like chicken wings with them. If it's boneless, then yeah, it's easy. But if with the bone, it's kind of tough. フライドチキンは箸で。そう。見たことあるよ。すごいだと思ってた。僕も箸で食べれるけど、なんか、まだ骨があるのフライドチキンがすごいだと思ってた。なんかボーンレスだったら、なんかナゲッツみたいな感じだったら、まあ全然問題ないけど。It's usually one hand you keep clean with chopsticks and the other one that you eat with. Yeah. If you're using chopsticks, usually you do not get that hand dirty, right? Honetsuki wa hane o hashi wa musukashi. 日本人もそう思って安心するわね。多分僕が下手かなと思ってた。けど、まあ、サバイバル番組で見たよ。なんか韓国人の練習生。箸でフライチキン食べてたよ。Okay, I'm a little bit relieved that some people are saying that fried chicken with bone is hard to eat even with chopsticks. I don't know. It means that it's not just me being bad at them. I realized, or I saw that for the first time in Produce 101 Japan, a survival show. One of the Korean participating trainees was, in his PR video, he was eating fried chicken with chopsticks. You know, and I was like, what? That's kind of impressive.そうね、サバイバル番組はなんか最初の妊婦だったね。Produce 101 Japan っていうの番組。A mí me enseñaron que incluso ensuciarse al comer es irrespetuoso. Bueno, pues sí, no, porque muestra como que no tienes modales, ¿no? Si te ensucias comiendo mucho. Un poquito y te limpias y ya, pues no, pero pues si te manchas toda la ropa y eso es como, no sabe comer, ¿no? Eso es lo que te enseñaban. Una vez fui a un restaurante y pedí sushi y no tenían tenedor, así que tuve que usar los palillos. Pues el sushi de hecho se come con la mano, ¿no? No se come con palillos. Se supone que por eso tiene esa forma, ¿no? Soso, なんか、寿司なら、箸で食べらないでしょ。任務。いやいや、任務じゃない。なんか、日本に、Produce 101 Japan っていうのやつだけど、なんか、短く、なんか、にと、ぷで書いてるでしょ。けど、発音はちょっとわからないね。ニープかな妊婦かなお寿司は箸で食べるな。あ、そう。あ、ニチプって言うんだ。なるほどね。箸で食べるよ。そうなんだ。箸であかんで、手で食べた方が丁寧だって言われてたけど。Oh, really? They're saying that that you do use chopsticks when eating sushi. But I remember when I was told and what I was reading was that sushi is supposed to be eaten by hand. そうなんだ。お寿司は昔から手で食べる文化があったね。今は箸で食べるけど。I see. So they said before the culture was to eat sushi with your hands, but now you can eat it with chopsticks also. .高級なお寿司はお寿司屋さんだと手かも。確かになんかなんていうの。忘れちゃった。なんか巻きじゃなくなんかちゃんとオリジナル寿司みたいな感じね。Maybe someone mentioned like maybe if it's like high quality or high grade sushi you eat with your hands. Like maybe if you go to like an omakase. 握り。そう。握り忘れてた。握りは普通で手でしょ？手で食べるわ。Yeah, from what I heard, I'm pretty sure nigiri you eat with your hands. And then rolls you can eat with chopsticks. But I guess you can do both now. まあ現在はどっちでもいいかな。どっちも。It just depends on the person. ¿Y los gyozas se comen con mano o palillos? Yo como los gyozas con palillos. まあ餃子なら僕は箸で食べるよ。Sushi is the roll thing. The roll thing is called maki in Japanese. The real sushi is what we call nigiri here. Yeah, for gyoza, you usually use chopsticks. At least that's what I've seen, what I do personally. Yeah, that is nigiri sushi. Thank you, thank you. Have you tried omakase when you were in Japan? No, I did not. I did not. I didn't get to try a lot of fancy stuff, really. The fanciest stuff I tried was gyutan? And then I also tried an unagi don. That was really good. It was like I went to a very traditional Japanese place. The menu wasn't in English at all. It was very nice. Unagi is so good. I really like unagi. ¿Hay una diferencia entre el nigiri y el sushi o son lo mismo? Nigiri es un tipo de sushi. De la misma manera que maki es un tipo de sushi. Nigiri es lo que conocemos con la pieza de pescadito crudo con el arroz. Y el maki son los rollos. Pero usualmente en Japón, si piensas en sushi, piensas en el nigiri. Mientras que acá suele ser como si piensas en sushi, piensas en los rollos, ¿no? Oh, actually, the first day we arrived, Staff-san took us to a very fancy Kyoto cuisine place that was really nice. I forgot what everyone ordered, but I ordered some round tofu that was really good. Let me see if I can find the name. I had what was it called? It was oboro tofu. I had oboro tofu the first day we got here. It's very round kind of tofu. That was really cute, so I wanted to try it out. It was very nice, very refreshing, very almost bland, kind of like subtle taste. That was nice. That's probably the fanciest thing I ate. Because otherwise we were too busy that we didn't have the time to go to like really fancy places. Especially because people were getting sick also. Soね、なんか日本よりはあまりなんかファンシーなレストランに行けなかったね。ただなんか最初なんか到着の日にスタッフさんがおごふしましたね。僕たちになんか京都料理のレストランでいろいろ試してみてたけど、僕がなんか大ボロ豆腐を頼んだ。結構美味しかったわ。おごってくれたね。そう。マジで優しかったみんな。おごるじゃなくておごるね。For most days, 7-Eleven is more than enough. Yeah, I think that's what we did for a lot of the busy days. We mostly had delivery or 7-Eleven because we were too busy. Haven't seen that tofu dish before? Me neither. I had never seen it, so I was curious about it. It looked really nice. That's where I believe I've taught this this story before of like how I got embarrassed with my Japanese the first day. The same way I get embarrassed every day when I do my Japanese satsus. Because we also ordered this kind of shiny rice dish called hikarikome, which is just like sparkling rice. And that's where I got embarrassed. Because I was like, kagayaiteru ne. I was saying, oh, it's like, it's shining, it's bright. But then the clerk attending us was like, wow, there's not a lot of food that shines, wow, right? Wow, it's kind of like, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, huh? That was very embarrassing. やっぱり恥ずかしかったね。到着の日に、輝いてるねって言って、でね、店員さんが、輝いてる食べ物はなかなかないですね。なんかちょっと、ベイビー扱いされてたみたいな感じ。やばいよ。と思った。恥ずかしい。Yeah. The clerk was super chill. Just a bit embarrassing. It's a bit embarrassing and also a little bit frustrating, you know, because I think no matter how much I try, it's inevitable because I can understand it from the same place as when I see people trying to learn Spanish or English, where people will seem cute, right? For trying your language and maybe making mistakes or not sounding like a native speaker. But in the end, it's kind of like, oh no, I'm not being taken seriously, you know? I feel that quite often sometimes. But in the end, it's just like, the only thing I can do is get better, so... People stop looking at me like that, you know? But... It's a long journey. まあやっぱりなんか、僕もわかるね。英語とスペイン語頑張ってる人は、僕もそう考えてるから、その気持ちがあるから、なんかわかるけどやっぱりなんか日本語はまだ片言で喋ってるし、いろいろ間違いしてるから、やっぱり日本語ネイティブ日本語喋るの人に僕が多分なんか可愛いのイメージがもらうね。それもわかるけど、やっぱりなんか時々なんか大人に通してなんか真剣に、受け取られてない気がするから、ちょっと悔しい感じがあるけど、まあしょうがないね。これただ上達しかないわ。Did you try it already? How was this brew? It was pretty nice, a little bit more concentrated than my personal taste, but it was quite nice. I'm also very liking this new dripper, so. When did you start learning Japanese? I usually do not give a very specific time, but I would say it's been more than 5 years since I started. But I wasn't very consistent the whole time. I've never been as actively using Japanese as since I debuted it. I think it's only when I debuted it I started using Japanese more. Something I really like about this coffee, and I experienced this before, with the previous brew that I did last time, is that no matter the recipe, when it gets cold, it never gets too acidic. It never gets too unpleasant. So I think that's nice. コーヒー冷めても美味しいよ。この豆は特になんかいろんなレシピで入れてもいつも冷めても美味しいっていい感じだと思う。It also never loses its notes. I think more than losing it, it changes. I think maybe when it's warm, you can tell more of the milk chocolate or the walnuts aspect of it. But after that, when it gets colder or a little bit lukewarm, it's a little bit more plum, or you can tell more of the citrus kind of finish. So I think it's nice. そしていろんな言語の褒めるってありがとうね。ありがとう。I don't like coffee, but listening to you talk about it with such knowledge and appreciation makes me want to learn more about the art of coffee. I want to think that maybe there is a chance that, depending on how you brew it, there might be a coffee that you like. I've had various listeners tell me that it's like I could never drink coffee before, but I got interested thanks to Frio talking about it. And now I can drink it because I tried either brewing it myself, or I went to a specialty store, or I tried like a lighter roast, or even just milk drinks. So I really think that's wonderful. It's like that thanks to me, people are giving it another chance. Like, いろんなリスナーさんからのメッセージ見て、なんかエゴサタでとか、なんか前全然コーヒー飲めなかったけど、なんかフリオの影響のおかげで今もう飲めるようになったって、いつも嬉しいね。だってやっぱりなんかコーヒーならいろんな種類があるから、絶対になんか自分の好みに合うの種類があると思う。Cold cup of tea isn't good? Yeah, usually cold cups of tea I'm not a big fan of. Maybe green tea I like, but that's it. Gyunyuに合うコーヒー豆ずっと探してる。まあ多分なんかあの時に深入りの方がいいかな。深入りと中入りかな。For drinks with milk or cream or anything, I think usually dark roast or medium roast are the best. Or the safest choices at least. You should make a specialty coffee roast as merch. I think it would go so well. I mean, if the opportunity comes, I would be happy, right? I think something more realistic than having my own coffee roast would perhaps be having my own dripper or even like I don't know, a tool that can help you brew your coffee. I think that would be something that I would want to do the most, because that way it's not really dependent on something that goes away, but more something that you can keep using. That would make you have more bang for your money, right? Do you like mocha pot for coffee? I do. Before I got into pour over, mocha pot was the way I would drink the most. I really like either diluting it into an Americano style drink or making lattes with it. Lattes or cappuccinos. 永久でハリオも買ったしね。そうだね、いろいろ見たことあるわ。なんか、自分の影響のおかげで、ハリオスイッチのもう V60 を買ったことあるのリスナーさんがいるって。すごいだと思ってたね、やっぱり。Have you tried the ones brewed with a Chemex? Chemex is not that different from a V60 or even like this cone dripper that is the Origami Air M, right? The Chemex is more, it's a larger cone, so it's more suited for large brews, like when you brew for like 3 to 4 people. But I usually only brew for myself, so. La mocha pot en la cocina de la abuelita, sí, ¿no? Es muy común en muchos países latinoamericanos, ¿no? En Colombia, en Cuba. Creo que Venezuela también. Sudamérica en general consume mucho el mocha pot. El café de mocha pot. O la cafetera italiana, como le dicen. I think it's one of the most accessible and cheaper ways to make really good coffee, the mocha pot. Doremog or Doripamine? I don't know. I think if I were to make coffee-related merch, I would probably want to make it more about me than Doremine. I feel like maybe I don't know if this can be taken as spoiler or not, but I think in terms of my branding, while I made Doremine, I thought of the shape of Doremine, the figure of Doremine for you guys to have an appearance that you can relate with. I think I don't want to make Doremine a big part of my brand. I think that way it's more accessible for listeners that are not familiar with me. Of course, I still want to include them, but I wouldn't make it like take so much protagonism in my stuff, in a way. Of course, that does not mean I do not want to make any Doremine merch, right? I think the Doremine shape is too good to not take advantage of for stuff like that if possible. A plush would be so cute. Yeah, I think so too. I really think so too. I really would love for that to be able to happen in the future. Kiryu-san, thanks so much for the super chat. Super chat, arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for today's chilling time. I get more energy to work. Best of luck at work. Thank you so much for joining us today. Doremine の欲しいね。まあ、絶対になんかナイスアイディアと思うから、いつか機会があればいいよね。I think that's what should take priority for Doremine, like a plushie maybe. But at least for now, I cannot really promise anything. It would be fun to make coffee along with you in Frio coffee gear. I think it would really be so cool to be able to release something like that. I agree. 楽しみ。いやいや、なんか約束できないけど、ただなんか機会があればいいと思うね。それだけで。Do you have an idea of what will you name your gear if you ever release anything? It would really depend on what gear it is, right? Is it a dripper? Is it a grinder? I don't know. I don't know if it would be a grinder because that would probably be expensive. Is it a cup? The parry dripper, and it actually throws the beans back at you. It's like, no. That would be like the worst coffee brewing gear dripper ever released. So I don't think like maybe necessarily like a parry related concept for a dripper would be bad, you know? Maybe it could be implemented into the way the water drains into it. It parries the water, so there's more extraction. I don't know. It would sound like it would end up just being maybe like a really chunibyo normal dripper. It's like, what does it do different than a normal dripper then? It parries the water. You mean it's just an immersion dripper? No. Something like that, you know? Maybe sometimes it's just about how you sell things than them actually having a useful purpose. Yoshindo, thanks so much for the super chat. Good morning. I'm so glad I could catch your stream on my birthday. I look forward to all your future streams. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thanks so much for joining us on such a special day. Thank you very much. ペピさん、そっちゃとありがとうございます。フリオくん、今日も配信ありがとう。新しいドリッパー、折り紙いいですね。めっちゃ寝坊して、なんていうの？なんか前半を、見逃してしまったので、後でチェックします。フリオくんのおかげで、私の家にコーヒーギアが集まってきて、自分でコーヒーを入れるのがより楽しくなったよ。いつも教えてくれてありがとうございます。嬉しいです。嬉しいですね。コーヒーギアと一杯楽しんでください。なんかいつも新しいドリッパーとかギアとかを買うときにずっと楽しみしてるから、多分リスナーさんもそうわかるかな。Yeah, no, they mentioned the super chat that they've been buying a lot of, that their house is full of coffee gear now thanks to my influence. So that makes me really happy. Whenever I buy something new, I'm always very excited to try it out and brew more coffee. So if Doremin also feel the same, then I think that's really cool. そしてハンドグラインダー使うときになんか硬くて難しいって言ってたけどって言ってもらったけど、なんかそう考えて多分なんか結構なんていうの、なんか暴走引きで入れてたかな、引いてたかな、ちょっとなんかもっと粗挽きで引いてたら多分もっと引くのは引きやすくなるね。細引き。細引きって言うんだ。暴走引きだと思ってた。だって、なんか中暴走引きで 中細引きって言うんだから。細引きね。なるほど。なるほど。細引き。Yeah, someone mentioned that a while ago, not on this Satsudan, that they had bought a grinder. A hand grinder, but it was a little bit too tough on their arms. It was a little bit too tiring to brew or to grind. And I think like now that I think about it, maybe they were grinding too fine. The finer you grind, the harder on your arm it's going to be because it's gonna be tougher for the burrs to grind the coffee into smaller particles. So one recommendation that I could offer is to brew the coffee, to grind the coffee a little bit more coarse. I personally like grinding coarse anyway, so that would be significantly easier on your arms. なんか個人的に粗挽きの方が好きだから。全然いいと思う。Is this a JP stream? This is a normal stream, like normal ENJPES stream. So depending on what language is written, I will reply on that language. And usually I explain on both English and Japanese. Or maybe an electric grinder. I mean, of course, that is also a choice, but this was like a suggestion in case you don't want to buy something else, you know? Does the fineness affect the taste? Yes. The fineness definitely affects the taste because the finer the coffee, or the coffee beans, the slower the water takes to drain. So there's more contact time with the water, then there's gonna be more extraction out of it. And that way, it's gonna be way easier for you to get a bitter cup. When the coffee is coarser, the water drains way faster. So usually, there's less contact time with the water. And that way, it's easier to get like a more balanced cup. Of course, that does not mean that fine grinding is bad. It's just that you usually need a higher quality grinder. And usually need a refined pouring technique to get the most out of it. With the pour over in mind. Hand grinders are great to start. I think for whenever you are grinding for one person, like a single cup, like I do, hand grinders are way more than enough. It's way better to get a very high quality hand grinder than like a mid electric grinder. Because high quality electric grinders are expensive. Very expensive. I'm gonna explain the same thing about the grinds in Japanese this time. そうだね、なんか、細引きなら、お湯を注ぐときに、なんか、細いで、もっとなんか、なんていうの。いつも、この言葉で困ってるよ。drain かな。なんか、コーヒーの流すね。細引きで、お湯はもっと遅く、ゆっくり流すから、そうやって、コーヒーとお湯の合わす時間が長くて、そうやって、なんか、エクストラクション、日本語で、抽出かな、抽出の方が高い。そうやって、多分、最初のカップはもっと、苦くなるかもしれないあるね。可能性があるよ。けど、なんかもっと粗挽きで、なんか流すの方が早いから、ちょっと、初心者に、コーヒーを、そんな苦くなくて、入れると思うね。 そしてなんか細引きを引くときに多分もっと高級のグラインダー必要だ。だから朝引きの方が粗引きの方がおすすめだ。だって高級グラインダーは高いから。そして一番好きなレシピは粗挽きで粗挽き使ってるから粗挽きで入れてるから結構いいと思う。My favorite recipes also use coarser grinds. I've tried doing fine grinds so many times. And while I can get a good brew depending on the recipe, I always end up going back to coarse. So I usually recommend coarse for beginners. It's way more forgiving. It really is way more forgiving. だってなんか細引きでグラインダーもなんかいいグラインダー必要だけどそれだけじゃなくなんかレシピの注ぎ方が大事だね。だってそんなになんかちゃんとちょうどいい抽出するために注ぎの方法が大事だけど多分粗挽きでもっと許されるような感じする。だから粗挽きをおすすめするわ。It's really no. I always talk about this. Let's not make this a language talk again. Hold back, Frio. Hold back. Hold back. We've already talked about this. But yeah, no. In the end, all of these things, all of these variables make a big difference. And sometimes what's really fun about the coffee hobby is to experiment and see what you like the most. Because just because one famous figure, just because Frio likes it this way does not mean that you like it that way, right? So if you're really interested in brewing coffee by yourself, then I think experimenting is what makes it the hobby so much fun. Otherwise, you can just get a Hario switch and use the 2-pour recipe and then just be done with it. I know you like coffee. Do you have a favorite herbal tea? Yes, I like mint tea the most when it comes to herbal. I'm gonna write this down because I always forget. Nagasu. It's to drain. Do you like trio? Do you like trio? Do you like tea, Frio? Yes, I do like tea a lot. And I also like Trico from Pokemon. I don't know why I'm bringing up Trico, but I thought trio sounded like Trico a bit. I've always been a grass Pokemon kind of guy. They've always been my favorite starters except for Chespin. I don't like Chespin much. That's why whenever we play Pokemon Legends Arceus, the new one, A to Z, I'm probably gonna be picking Chikorita. Because I love Chikorita. What kind of tea do you like? I like a lot of tea. I like ginger. I like licorice. I like I like mint. I also like dark tea. I like rooibos tea. I like red tea, like red fruits tea. I love green tea. I like matcha. I like a lot of tea. I like almost all tea. I don't think there's ever been like, I don't like this tea. I almost like all tea. Cinnamon tea I like. I think maybe the one tea I don't like as much is chamomile. But that's because I used to drink it a lot. It's the one that it's probably like the first tea I tasted, so. Earl Grey is so good. With milk also. Jasmine is nice. I like almost all of the teas. I named it Miascarada Frio because it reminded me of you. I really like Miascarada, so thank you. Someone mentioned shiny Rowlet. I really like Rowlet as well. Did you guys see the new Luchador Pokemon, the Mega Evolution that came out? What's it called? Luchador Pokemon. Hawlucha? The new Hawlucha Mega Evolution? It looks so cool. It looks so cool. 日本語でルチャブルっていうと思う。They revealed a new Mega Evolution and it looks so pretty. And it has my colors. Besides the golden, but yeah. I really like it because it's based on a luchador from Mexican culture, you know? Lucha Libre. メガルチャブルは結構いいと思った。なんかメキシコの文化に元にしてるからいいと思うね。The mask design is really cool. With like the white eyes. 銀さんつぶちゃとありがとうございます。おはようフリオ。コーヒーサツンありがとう。新しいドリッパーのデザインはとても好きで、見るだけで気分が良くなります。言語だけではなく、いろいろなことに努力して、向上心なフリオはとてもかっこよくて尊敬します。お互い頑張りましょう。ありがとうございますね。ありがとうございます。うん。これからもお互い頑張りましょう。What's the name? The name, it's Mega Hawlucha in English. And then the Japanese is Mega Luchaburu. I thought it looked pretty cool. In the end, my favorite Pokemon are still like the ghost ones, right? Like Misdreavus or Muma in Japanese. But I thought the design was cool. Pokemon Z が楽しみすぎる。わかるね。I think if it comes out, I would definitely like to play it on stream. I haven't played a Pokemon game since Diamond and Pearl, so it's gonna be my first game in a while, in a really long time. なんかダイヤモンドとパールはから全然ポケモンやってないから、久しぶりにやるのは楽しみするね。Now that you have a Switch 2, you can play it in Super HD. Yeah. Exciting. I'm also really excited for Kirby Air Riders. I loved Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube when I was younger. So I'm very happy to play another Kirby Air Ride game after so many years. So much to look forward. Yeah, this second half of the year has had so many good releases. I cannot keep up. I really cannot keep up. なんか今年の後半はなんかいろんなすごいゲームは発売してるでしょ。今はなんか忍び、メタルギア、シルクソング、 そしてそろそろカービィエライド、メトロイドプライム4、メトロイドプライム4、ポケモン ZA。なんか時間がたまらないよ。時間がたまらないじゃなくて、時間が足りないよ。There's so many games, really cool games that came out the second half of this year. Silk Song, Shinobi, Pokemon C2A, Kirby Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4, Metal Gear. I don't have enough time to play all of these games. I want to play all these games, but then I also have other stuff to do. So it's kind of like, wow. Fromの Switch 2なんか新作いつ発売だっけ？多分来年かな？来年だと思う。Still no news of Sekiro 2. Yeah, I mean, we're getting the animated series, right? The anime, so that's gonna be interesting. I think the studio that made the anime for that's gonna be making the anime for Sekiro is the studio that animated the Naruto versus Pain fight in Naruto Shippuden, so that's gonna be interesting. それなんか赤色アニメのスタジオがなんかナルトシプデのナルトのペイントの戦闘の同じチームだから面白そうね。そう聞いたことあったけど多分嘘かもしれない。I might be incorrect, but that's what I heard. Have you played Castlevania? I have. I really like Castlevania, especially the old games, the classic games. You want to play games, but you still have work and you still need to sleep? Yeah, and I mean, here I am complaining, but part of my job is to play games. Or part of my job is playing games, so even then, there's not enough time, so. Hang in there, everyone. I hope everyone can get to play the games you want to play. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna be ending the stream here. Thank you so much for your company today. It was very fun to talk and brew coffee with this new dripper. I'm gonna be participating also in Yuki Wilson Senpai's birthday activities. So I'll see you guys there also, okay? なんかそろそろ終わらせていただきますね。あとで、ウィルソン先輩の誕生日配信で参加するから、それもいろいろ祝いして楽しんでね、そこで。I think I read all the super chats that were sent, so we should be good. I think I just forgot. Laika-san, thank you so much for the super chat. Good morning, Mimin. Good morning, Zao-an. But that should be it. So, I'll see you guys later. Will you stream a POV for the game? Probably not. I don't think I'll be streaming my POV for Goose Goose Duck, but regardless, I'll see you guys there. Okay. See you guys later. またね、みんな。バイバイ。 Kalex is apparently having a secret stream, so we're gonna be going to his stream and redirect there, okay? See you guys.